used to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with this life, like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall to be right when I wake to say me, a superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. You called my soul when I was falling. You moved the clouds to stop me from hitting the ground. In every goal there was a meaning, for this love ain't kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall to be right when I wake to say me, a superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. Oh, oh, and when I fall to be right when I wake to say me, can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. our souls began to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold, forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire. On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine. And I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold, forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire.
The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. I'm reaching out, but all I feel is hollow. I wanna make you work, but all I do is make you worse. The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now?
You used to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with this life, like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall to leave, will you be there when I wait to save me? A superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. You called my soul when I was falling. You moved the cross to stop me from hitting the ground. And every goal there was a meaning. For this love ain't kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall to leave, will you be there when I wait to save me? A superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. Oh, oh, and when I fall to leave, will you be there when I wait to save me? Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look feel it wrapped around your soul with no control. You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. This darkness, oh, you're
exists. He doubles up. Can he get the triple?
I'm brought here by two wonderful analysts with me today, and we have Sammy, aka Flip, and we have Adam, aka Hope. How are you?
I'm doing no.
Okay, Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Legion Africa Cup, brought to you by Legion by Lenovo. My name is Arshi, and I'm going to be the host for this tournament. I'm here with two amazing analysts. We have Sammy, aka Flip, and we have. Look, you've been teasing me this whole time, so I had to tease you back. So we have Adam, aka Hope the Beast.
Okay.
So I'm going to directly ask you, how are you doing today?
Your Highness.
You're oh no, that's too far.
Every
Too
time you
far.
ask me how am I?
How are you
So
both doing? I
doing
see
good.
you
How
guys
are
are
you?
cheerful. That's good to see.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
good to know.
very excited to see today's matches.
Especially after the matches that we had the past 2 days, right? It's been crazy. It's been full of hype, something that we didn't really expect and that we're happy to see. So in the first day, just to recap, we had in the first day who stood out. It was Bravado Gaming, and then second day we expected Anarchy Gaming to stand out.
Nabi won.
Yeah, exactly. And then Nabi took it away and surprised us all as the rookie team. So it's up for grabs for anybody right now. You know, it doesn't matter if we've heard about them before. It doesn't matter if we haven't. It's anyone's game. It's anyone's chance to get the prize pool that's brought by Legion by Lenovo. So we're super excited to see what games are going to be shown today. But first, let me get some more information on you guys. So Sammy, I know that you are an esports player in CSGO. So how did you exactly become an analyst? What was your journey into becoming one?
I started playing the game Counter-Strike when I was around 12.
12 years old. Wow.
I started going to an internet cafe. My
Yes.
father used to drop me. I used to have 3 hours of game time. That's it. I
Every,
used to play FIFA and some CS Counter-Strike 1.3 back then.
Yes.
And then I started seeing Counter-Strike 1.6. People are actually playing, like, you remember, 16 versus 16 mansion. And then it
The good
started
old days.
evolving. It started evolving 5v5. I started to actually learn the game, and I really loved the competitive spirit. It was in me. And I wanted to learn the game. It took me a while to learn, and then I really loved to actually compete in tournaments. And maybe since last year, I started playing professionally.
Mhm.
I wanted to actually, I love the in-depth details of the game and to actually look at the details and all those kind of things. So that's what made me actually become an analyst.
Oh, thanks so much for that. I'm going to get to you, Hope, in a bit. But first, let me just tell everybody about the $50 that we have up for grabs that can be added to your Steam wallet. All you have to do is go on gaming.lenovo.com and you can either post a clip from the broadcast or you can go and vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, why not check for other offers as well? And we have another offer that is exclusively for South Africa. With every purchase of a Lenovo product, you will get a free pair of Lenovo headsets. Easy as that, but make sure you go quickly because it's only available from the 13th to the 16th of December, and you just need to click on the link in the description below. So now back to the analyst desk. Hope the Beast, I would really like to ask you the same question as well. You were also in competitive esports for CSGO. How did you manage to become an analyst and decide to be here on our tournament today?
I mean, I played CSGO. When I first started CSGO, I actually started it for fun because everyone in the net cafe used to play it. I used to play Dota, so I realized that I'm into more shooting games when I started playing CSGO. Because I used to play 1.6, but not competitively, just with friends. We go together, LAN, play for fun. And when I played CSGO, it actually turned out really good in my favor. I didn't compete high level, honestly, but I competed with the best players in the MENA. And giving them a hard time actually motivated me. The compliments I got from them kept me going. And I wanted to study the game more, so I started watching more of teams. I started reading about the game, about like every small details in game as a team, what they should do and how to react. And I wanted to be one day maybe a part of analyzing. So things, you know, if you work hard, dreams come true.
Dreams come true. That's very true. Thank you so much for your journeys because, you know, there's some people in the audience who might want to take the same path as you guys. So to hear how both of you managed to, you know, transition from competitive esports to the analyst desk is
It's a
definitely
very
something.
fun job.
It is a very fun job, definitely. With that, let's go and take a look at the tournament schedule. So for the qualifier schedule, once again, Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia have already completed theirs. And South Africa, we have already completed day 1 and day 2, and we are on day 3 for the 15th of December. And we have Kenya and Nigeria upcoming on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of December. As for the playoffs, we have Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia as well with day 1, 2, and 3. We have it on the 27th, 28th, and 29th of December. While for South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria, it will be in the new year, the 10th, 11th, and 12th of January. And finally, we come to the final schedule, which will consist of the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals. For Egypt, Morocco, and Tunisia, it will be on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of January. While for South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria, it will be on the 17th, 18th, and 19th of January. And for the grand finals, the grand finale, which can be anyone's choice, it can be anyone there from any region, it will be on the 20th of January. So I believe I asked you guys this question before, but I really want to see if you've changed your minds about it, especially with some of the games that we've seen so far. Comparing the games that we've seen from Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, and so far from South Africa, do you have any prediction on what regions will be in the grand finals?
I honestly think South Africa and Egypt. Although I hope Nigeria and Kenya will give us good CS and they will change our mind. Because we don't know any teams from there yet.
Yes.
Okay? There's upcoming teams. But for now, I think South Africa and Egypt.
South Africa and Egypt.
Yes.
What about you?
Nasser versus...
Very, very tricky question.
Very tricky
But-
question.
But let's say South Africa versus Egypt. The reason for that is South Africa, skill-wise, aim-wise, everything-wise. To be honest, they are just completely perfect. And the thing why I said Egypt is because they have really nice talent, really good talent players. And I would like to see how well do they adapt against South Africa.
All right, well, I'm super excited about that. And I do have a very specific question for you guys since you have experience in competitive esports. So, since this is not a LAN tournament, this is an online tournament, do you think that there's a significant difference between the two? Do you think some teams would perform better in LAN or in online?
there
Which
is-
one is? I know this is a very extensive question, and I know you
There
can't
is a
relate to it.
huge difference.
So, please let me know about the differences.
From,
Take your
from
time.
the Earth to the Moon, that's the difference.
That's the difference.
That's the
That's
difference.
the difference.
So, which one is better?
Okay, I've actually I never liked to play online. I always used to love play LAN, and I told this point to Adam today. Adam knows that when he came out in the online era, basically pre-COVID and then post-COVID, and this is where all the tournaments were played online. I love to play LAN all my life. LAN is way different. The pressure is way intense. All the eyes are on you in LAN than online. Online, okay, you
Let
can have more viewers.
Let me rephrase it real quick. The best players chosen LAN. LAN shows you who's the best, honestly, because you're gonna know how to deal with the pressure, people behind you, people in front of you, people around you, people screaming, people cheering. It's gonna show that you can handle real pressure. Like no matter how pressured you are online, it's like 10% of what you're gonna get pressured in LAN. And trust me, I faced it a lot. When the first couple of tournaments I played in LAN, because I used to play always online, I was so scared. There's people behind me, they used to call me hacker. Like all in my mind, I used to, oh, I want to prove this point, I want to be good, oh, I don't want to fail, I don't want them to talk, I don't want them to offend me, blah, blah. Then I started, playing more and more and more. I got more comfortable, started winning rounds for my team, and then I started to get more confident. And that's when it started to be normal for me.
Imagine you're being called an onliner. You play online,
Exactly.
you just wreck and destroy everybody.
That's true, yeah.
You come LAN,
Suddenly it's
yeah,
different.
You can't play your game. It's totally normal. To be honest, you're used to playing at home, in your own environment. You play and you just wreck everybody. You come LAN, you feel the pressure. You get these. How do you say it?
I'll give you an example. Gambit.
Gambit, yeah.
Gambit.
I was about to say
Gambit,
that.
they won, like they destroyed every single team online. They went LAN, they got wrecked, honestly.
They struggled.
They
They
struggled
struggled
a
really
lot.
hard. Really.
Although they did play good, but they didn't play how they played online. Because online, they were unbeatable. No one could stop Gambit. They'd literally win and stomp everyone and everything against them.
Well, I know this is a topic you're very passionate about, and I'm glad I asked about it, but I will get into more depth into this because I know you have more to say about it. But first, let's just take a quick look at our prize pool. So as we discussed before, this is the prize pool that's up for grabs by any region, by any age, by any player, rookie, experience, it doesn't matter. $12,000 up for grabs for first place, $5,000 for second place, and $3,000 for third place. So this is a lot on the risk, a lot to be striving for. And like we said, it's not just the prize pool that the teams are competing for, it's acknowledgement, it's recognition, it's showing the world we're here, we're not known globally yet, we're not known internationally yet, but we're here, we're striving to show you that we're worth it, that we're worthy, and notice us, basically notice us. And just to comment back on the question I had for you guys, so you were mentioning, Hope, that there's a lot of pressure in LAN. There's a lot of people there, and there are two aspects of it, really. So when you have people supporting you, you can hear them cheering for you. Does that give you a negative kind of pressure, or do you think the cheering will support you and strive for you to go on further?
It honestly depends on the person, how he deals with it. Some people, if they see they're getting like cheered, everyone's screaming their name, Hope, for example, some people will get pressured. Some people will get too hyped. They will just gain so much confidence, they will play their best game. So honestly, it depends on how you use, like how your mentality is on the game.
So it really depends on the person. So,
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm asking personally, what would you say? Hope.
I cannot play CS, for example,
Period.
period if there's no one watching. You know, I love playing CS.
You have to have an audience.
Yes, I have to. I love people cheering. If I have for example, I do a good play, I want people to cheer me. It excites me more. I don't like to play only for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Islam is still-
Well, that's all right. Some people, they prefer to have no one watching them, while others they prefer to have an audience.
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
That's completely
You
normal.
know what is the biggest pressure that any player will face?
What is that?
If you go to your opponent's territory, like let's say a different city,
Yes.
and all the crowd are cheering for their
For the opponent.
favorite team,
Yes.
and imagine you are just facing that. How would you feel?
Definitely nervous, and the confidence
nervous.
will be lacking for sure. So yeah, very dependent on where they're doing the match and dependent on the person. I really like this topic. We're gonna ask more questions about it, but first, let's take a look at the region and the team names. So for the region, once more, we have South Africa, the region that has not let us down, the region that has shown us they are worthy, they are here to win it, they are here to show us, listen, we're good at this game and we deserve the recognition. And that's why we have this tournament. We have it so we can put them on display. And for the tournament qualifiers for South Africa, for day one, we had a wonderful day with Mott Sports versus Bravado Gaming, with Bravado Gaming coming out on top. Bravado, as we said, are the more famous team so far. Geraldic versus Mayo Addicts, a close game, but unfortunately Mayo Addicts,
Do you remember 2 days ago I told you about Team 80K?
Yes.
80,000?
Yes, you did.
And I told you they really deserve a second chance
They
because
do
of
very much
how their gameplay is.
That's very true, and it's good that you say that, because for today's matches, for today's matches, the first game was supposed to be Zero Hacks versus Anarchy Gaming, but no, sorry, excuse me, what was it? State of Anarchy, excuse me, State of Anarchy. I get confused. It is State of Anarchy versus Zero Hacks, but unfortunately, State of Anarchy has forfeited the game. So what happened is we had a wild card, and the wild card was chosen based on the closest game, and that would be from, as you said, 80,000, who we were hoping, we were begging, please let it be more than a best of one.
What I'm really expecting from them, as I talked with Adam,
Yes.
if they did their homework really well these past 2 days, and they have analyzed and assessed their mistakes after watching their match, after they lost to Tenacity, I'm hoping today they will show us some next level CS, especially after these 2 special days that they have to recover from. I think we're gonna see a very wonderful match.
I mean,
From them.
honestly, 80,000 is one of the teams that I'm rooting for in the South Africa, especially after watching them play. I know they're gonna come back stronger, way stronger, because they deserve a second chance. They know they deserve a
definitely
second
do.
chance. So I'm hoping we're gonna see the best of it to come.
My favorite thing to watch in the game, in every tournament, is to watch underdogs play. I always root for underdog. And today, 80,000, let's hope they are the
They are
Dark
the
Knight underdogs.
They are. Trust me, they are.
Well, we can't wait to watch their game, but we just got news about the map that's going to be playing in the next match. Care to venture a guess, analysts?
As
What do
I
we think we're having?
I hope it's overpass on you. I just hope that.
Well, okay, I don't know if you read my mind or anything, but it is indeed overpass.
And God, we're gonna watch overpass
Good game?
with 80,000. After watching 80,000,
What
giving
are
us
you
a good.
feeling?
Oh, it's gonna be an amazing
Amazing.
game. It's gonna be an amazing game.
So why do you think that 80,000 will be prospering in a map like overpass after playing?
Because individually they showed us what they're capable of.
Mhm.
We can tell that they're good at CS. They know how to play CS, even though we didn't see them play this map, but we know they have something good for us individually and team-wise.
To add on to what Adam said, if you remember, they played Inferno against Tenacity. They had it closed down in the first opening rounds of the map when they were CT. And then when they switched, they showed a wonderful comeback. But they reached 14 and they lost. I wouldn't blame them.
heartbreaking.
I wouldn't blame them because really, Tenacity played a really good game when they were CT. They really had it. They were playing as a unit together under one leader, just full trust. So I think 80,000 will really show us that, what we went through, we're not going to go through it again. We're just going to go to 16 and maybe win it 16-2, 16-3. That is my honest.
As I said, I was hoping to watch both of them play a best of 3, and now we're getting best of 3 for 1000. So let's see what they got.
I know we're praising 80,000 a lot here, but we haven't seen any games from Zero Hacks. We don't know about this team. They could be, the next Bravado Gaming. Who knows?
As we said, there are so many surprises in
There
South
are.
Africa, so we never know.
In
Definitely.
qualifiers, you'll always face different kinds of teams, whether it will be high level or low level or mid level. I've seen 80,000. I know what they're capable of. Maybe Zero Hawks can actually stomp them, maybe, and destroy them. But my hopes are on
80,000.
80,000.
I think we sympathize with 80,000 because they just got so close to the win, but it's anyone's game. We don't know what could happen. We don't know the playstyle for Zero Hacks. And so let's talk a bit more about Overpass. What's the good thing about this map? Why do you think that 80,000 would prosper in this
I
map?
mean, Overpass is about B short. Okay, it's about B short control. If you can get B short control in T side, it's 70-31% for you then, because you can do full B setup from B side. You can rotate to connector to A. B short is the key for Overpass for the first pick for both sides, whether you're a CT or T. CT can go aggressive B short, take B short, fight, win the duel, get 2-3 kills, depends on how many they're gonna go B short. T side can get 2 or 3 players as well. It depends on how the game is gonna go. A, if you wanna take A, you have to take Toilet. Because Toilet, if the Oper is smart player in CT, okay, you need to know how to use your utilities. Because you need to know how to molly Toilet deep without aiming there. If there is an Oper, you're dead. A short, you need to know how to molly, how to flash. Overpass is about utilities. This is why I love the map. You cannot just try pick any player, especially a team who practiced the game, who knows the game, who knows how to play CS. So Overpass is a very good map for team plays.
All right, and what about the pace of the map? How should it be played?
This map is a very complex map. You can have different paces across every round. Every round, you can see a fast round, a slow round, whether be it slow for 60 seconds. You can expect anything. You just can't decide the pace on this map because it is very big. You have a lot of wide spaces, a lot of tight spaces as well. You need really extra teamwork to actually guarantee these zone controls, whether be it B short or A short, banana or A long. You have a lot of different variations in this map. I don't think just
I
B
cannot
short is
disagree
the,
with you. It's totally
I
true.
can't I can't just think that only B short is the only control that you have to gain in the map. I think it's the whole map in general. You have to really have a good feel of it and just know how to control it really well.
All right, so if you guys had the chance to choose CT or T side, which one would it be? I want to hear from both of
CT.
you.
I would go T.
Okay, please take the floor. Tell me why
I'll go
CT
first.
and why
You go
CT.
T because to actually play as T is really hard in this map. You have a lot of, as I said, you have a lot of zone controls you need to have. To play as T is good to actually endure these struggles in the beginning and then play smartly and comfortably in CT. To actually endure these struggles will actually make you think more and go into the game deeply as to opposing starters. That's my
Totally disagree with you.
I can see his face while
Totally
he's rolling
disagree
his
with you.
eyes while you were trying to explain
No.
your point. So,
For a reason, he mentioned the point that T side is very hard to play in Overpass. You want to play T side, you have to make sure you have minimum of 10 rounds in CT, so you can go there comfortable. You have to play CT. In my opinion, you have to start CT, minimum of 10 rounds, so you can switch to T and play confidently, play with the best of you. So you cannot just start T and, for example, you got maximum of 3-4 rounds. You're gonna go CT, although your CT might be the best, okay? But because you're losing 8 rounds difference, you're gonna get pressured. You're not gonna be able to think of 1 round lose. We don't have a chance. You're gonna panic. So starting CT, I believe it's way better than starting T in Overpass.
Sammy, I feel like you still want to retaliate. Your
You know,
facial expressions
I
told me
want
that
to
you have more to
retaliate.
say.
However, at the same time, what he's saying is making sense.
Right.
But let's not ignore the fact that this game can go either way. Really. As we saw yesterday, Anarchy Gaming versus Nabi. It went the other way, totally 360 degrees. This game can go either way, whether you have the best CT side or you have the best T side. We can expect anything. But on my opinion of what I have played Overpass before is starting T side. as I have done with my past teams, I always start at T side because it makes me gain a feeling of the game earlier than in CT. Because in CT, I can lose 10-5 and it's gonna be late to actually get a feeling of the game on T side. So my honest opinion is T side.
Hope I
No
hate to
retaliation.
Everyone,
I hate to bring it back
No
to you, but I
retaliation.
really feel like you have something to say to that. Please
it's not.
don't
it's-
hold back.
Listen, it's a mentality. It's a mentality of how you play the game. Some people might be comfortable starting T so they can get, for example, 5-6 rounds, switch to CT, play more confident than they'll ever play. It depends, but I mean, I'll never change my mind. It's a CT map. So, and it's a really CT map. I cannot change this. I cannot, I'm just going to have to disagree with you.
As you said, mentality.
Mentality, it's the mentality, but I believe that CT map is better.
Well, I mean, it depends on the person, right? So, with this particular map, are we expecting the battle of the ops that you guys so very wanted in
Indeed.
Inferno? Is this what you expect here as well?
Indeed. And
After
I'm
watching,
sure
yeah.
Hope is gonna watch with eyes wide open. He's gonna look for the opera. He loves to see these action of the operas, just like I do. We're going to see a really nice match. I promise you, from 80,000.
Oh,
They might
that's a
have
promise
so.
from Sammy right there. You guys can hold on to that if we don't see a good match, but I'm pretty sure that we are definitely going to see a very, very enjoyable one. Let's take a look at the next match. As we said, Zero Hacks versus 80,000. I know you guys love to comment about the logo, so what do you think here? Who has a superior logo?
Adam,
Honestly,
it's
Zero
your
Hacks,
specialty.
Zero Hacks has a better logo.
Okay,
I
but
think
I felt like there's a but
80K
coming there.
80K has a better gameplay.
We
no
don't know
offense.
that.
No offense.
Okay,
we
wait,
still
wait,
don't
wait,
know
wait.
that.
Because we still didn't watch Zero
One
Hacks.
thing, one thing.
Exactly.
Yesterday we said about Nabi. They took
I
it
You
down.
did.
Maybe they did it as well.
Perhaps
don't know.
that's,
I hope
that's a
so.
very
I really
good
hope
thing that thank you for reminding me so that I can rub it in your faces. You guys said, yeah, Anarchy Gaming. Well, actually, I think Hope
actually
was,
rooted for Nabi.
that is true. Hope was rooting for the underdog, but Sammy, I remember you were very adamant about them, and you're like, no, they're gonna be amazing. They're undefeated, and then Nabi just came in there and said, what are you talking? Anarchy
Who are you?
Gaming?
Who are you?
What do you mean?
We are
Get
here.
out of the way. We are coming in. We're Nabi. So something like that could happen again with Zero Hacks. So if we're doing a prediction now with what we discussed, who do you think will win?
Honestly, I'm not gonna change my mind about 80K. Although I hope Zero Hacks have something for us special.
You hope that Zero Hacks have something special.
Yes.
So your answer is Zero Hacks?
No, my answer is 80K.
And
All
for me,
right.
80K
I
all
have
the
two
way.
unbelievers sitting next to me. I'm going to go on Zero Hacks getting the win. Our hearts are with 80K, but I feel that Zero Hacks is going to take it. But we don't have to wait too long for that because the match is indeed ready. So we're going to hand it over to our casters. Goals in lighter. Take it away, guys.
Welcome back. It is I in goals to take you through today's games. We have two matchups, 80K with 80,000 up against Zero Hacks on Overpass. 80,000 picking up the T side. I'm hoping for a robust game, a refreshing map like Overpass, always pleasing to me, very technical goals. What are you expecting to see today?
Yeah, look, I'm looking for 80,000 to fight for their lives. I think they got lucky and got that wild card slot in here, and something happened. But ultimately, super excited for the game. We don't know much about Zero Hacks just yet. Hopefully, there's no hacks going on. But otherwise, looking forward to a good match.
Yeah, 100%. 80,000 getting that wildcard slot. So they get a second chance to prove themselves on a new playground. Overpass, extremely technical. One of my favorite maps at that. There's a lot of decisions, a lot of strategies you can implement on the T side. On the CT side, if you get those orbs up nice and quick, it becomes a field day for you if you know the right pathing, routing, and you play spawn-based. So I'm hoping to see both these teams use the advantage of what the map has to offer. It is a CT-sided map, so looking to see something like a 9-6, 8-7 scoreline goalsy. So who's your pick for today?
I think I'm gonna have to go with 80,000. I know that the desk's heart's in them. My heart's gonna be in them as well. Just seeing them, just know a little bit more about them. So ultimately, that's gonna be my pick for today. But again, I think this is gonna be a very close match. You don't know much for is Overpass, of course.
Yeah, look, we know little to know nothing about these two teams, so we're gonna just go as it comes, take it as it comes, because maybe one or two of these individual stars can pop up, and we can notice them. The African Legion Cup, it's a beautiful concept. It's inclusive of all the teams in Africa getting to compete against each other, probably for the first time, in fact. So I'm hoping to see a lot of talent come through, and yeah, we got two games to come up onto today. But yeah, look, Ash, how important do you find the AWPs to be on the CT side? And for the T side, how difficult does it become?
I think it's very important. I think a lot of the matches that we've seen so far has been just purely based on Inferno and Mirage. These are not really AWP maps. I mean, not where the AWP has like a huge amount of impact, at least in my opinion. So I definitely think we're going to have a lot more presence from the AWP players on both sides, to be honest. But I am from either 80,000 or the hacks guys that can abuse that AWP and just get up aggressive in short, aggressive down towards A long and ultimately just control the game. I don't believe we've seen one game where any sort of single AWP controls the game entirely. So looking forward to see if we have any sort of that those sorts of expertise on the server.
Yeah, 100%. And personally, I'm looking for the T side to put emphasis on taking lowers and taking short control and developing their play from there and finishing up on a side based on information that is given from those points. So I'm thinking, that comes out, it's going to be a tough time for the CTs. And for the CT sides, it's important to utilize the spawn points. If you get a spawn for long, send your AWP along. You get a spawn for lowers, take that shot towards fountain as well as short. You just want to give yourselves an advantage moving on to the CT side, just to make it a lot easier for your riflers. And for the T side, they're going to have to expend a lot of utility to disable that type of play. And I'm looking for some clean Counter-Strike. It was a bit messy in day one and day two. We did see some brilliance here and there, but I want to see a well-collected, a clean game of Counter-Strike that can be pleasing for the viewers especially. No 16-0s. We had a few 16-0s, about two of those yesterday, Goldie. Yeah, surely they avoid that today.
I find it interesting there, just to your point there, that the team that decided to start has chosen T. I think it's 80,000 have chosen the T side. I think that's very robust. We heard the desk talking about it quite at length of what side they would choose. For me, it's always down to choosing the easier side. I would always go with CT, but it's a show of confidence. It's a strong show of confidence. If coming in at your wild card spot, you're playing a map that you haven't played before, and ultimately you're going in, you're choosing that T side. You want to set the pace. You want to set that bar, and it's kind of setting a bar for your opponent, but as well for yourself. Because if you don't get past that 4, 5, 6 round scoreline on the T side, you're putting an overwhelming amount of pressure, and that's pretty much what the desk kind of spoke to. In terms of whether or not they want to be on the CT side. For me, I would rather come out also and take that T side, up and see what you have to defend. Because the CT side on Overpass, especially with the dominant AWP, is a lot easier than most.
Yeah, 100%. And a map like Overpass, the game can run away from you if you don't get a grip on it from the CT side. That economy is quite expensive. To reinvest in those AWPs is going to be a bit tough if you can't get it rolling and stringing rounds together on the CT side. So I'm really hoping to see one of those moments where they hit attack pause. If things are going wrong, they reevaluate their decisions and they can come out with a solution. But it's going to be up in the air. Pistol rounds are a big emphasis on that. You can really get the ball rolling once you get that under the bag, and from there you just let the play and develop. The IGLs are quite kind of important. I'm looking to see them playing from the front and not the back on the T side, so you can gain most of that information. There's different schools of thought regarding that on the CT side. It's not really that prevalent, but yeah, I'm looking to see some engaging Counter-Strike, especially from 80,000, since they got that wild card. Another opportunity, another day to fight to make it deeper into this tournament. It is still the qualifiers, mind you.
Yeah, one shot. I mean, most teams get one shot and they've got two here. So this is their time to shine. At the end of the day, that's all. They've got nothing to lose. They've just got everything to gain. And I'm looking forward to a great session of Counter-Strike. We have been informed that one of the players has disconnected, but should be rejoining shortly, and we'll be able to dive into it, tools. But I mean, with that said, we've looked at quite only Mirage, Inferno, and now Overpass. Do you think this is just an indicative, that those are the favorite maps in our region? I mean, what are your take on why we're not, would we ever see an Ancient in these sorts of group stages, best of one vibes, or do you think that'll just come later in the tournament when the depths of your map pool becomes more relevant?
Yeah, it could be one of those cases where you want to be playing at a comfortable map, an open map, a fairly balanced map, looking that the fact that it's a best of one, anything can go wrong. So you don't want to find yourself on an Ancient or a Nuke, or you get beaten on the technicalities of the map and the strategies if you're not there yet. I mean, 7 maps in a pool, it kind of takes a while for you to refine and get better and better and have that complete map pool around the 4 or 5 mark. Once you get to the 5 map mark, you kind of start being comfortable. It takes a couple of months to get to that point, but to have a complete, map pool of 7, you got to be savants, and your team kind of has to stay together for quite a while. And even saying that, in a best of one, you want to go towards like a Dust 2, Mirage, Inferno. Overpass is even an interesting one for me because it's kind of as technical as, I'd say, Ancient or Nuke, looking at how much space the CTs have moving around the map, how open it is. There could be a lot of room for error if things don't go right in the earlier on situations of the round, and especially the first half. So yeah, Overpass, it is a technical map. It is the best of one. So they're gonna have to just make sure they use the pauses quite wisely if things do go wrong. But yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Looking at how early it is in the tournament, yeah, Overpass, it's a decent map, but not more forte in a best of one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we're going to be jumping into the game right now, but yeah, I mean, we're going to get an Overpass in front of us. I was going to speak a bit more about Dust 2 and why we haven't seen it, but it seems like we're going to have to just wait a bit longer to see if that does happen. We're jumping into the game now, and it is Zero Hacks versus 80,000. Of course, 80,000 on the TCC, the T side here. We've got them, we've seen them before, and we've got Zero Hacks here on the CT side. First play is going to be towards that lowest area here for the T. Is going to be looking to get that control towards that banana area. Perfect flash comes through. Players have kind of noted that they are storming up this banana area in towards A, and the rotations are coming thick and fast. Tools.
Yep, they're straight into the site. No chill for these guys. 80,000 playing no games. I mean, they already got the site locked up with that brilliant smoke timing over there. They've bank control. They've control of Optimus. It's going to come down to the retake. Not much utility is left, and personnel looking at these fights going the way of 80,000. It is a versus 3. The bomb is down, so they have to win out these fights and dig themselves out of a hole that they put themselves in. It is a perpetual carnage coming up for the last. Unfortunately, Launder takes them out, and that's the first round for 80,000. So, yeah, that's a brilliant start from them.
I love it, Tools. I mean, I spoke about it earlier, and if you are going to be choosing the T side on this map, and the desk had a little bit to say about this as well, but you got to come in with conviction, you got to come in with confidence. You have no choice but to set the pace, and that's exactly what 80,000 did. They just straight up barreling onto that A site and ultimately just holding it strong. The bomb goes down, and they made quick work of them, and right now fully purchased up, obviously on the T side, full save coming from the CTs, and a slight stack towards this B bomb side, which is where the side of 80,000 is kind of leaning towards, waiting for pushes around the map, just keeping things clean, keeping things disciplined. No commitment just yet. Now, burst onto this B side, quick frag are going the way. Big frags going the way here of 80,000 immediately. Take hold of the side completely, and now just one player left. Again, not too much to expect from this round. Of course, the CTs just haven't really purchased much, haven't really invested much into this round, so they are going to go for that full purchase, but 80,000 aren't going to lose too much to it now. 2-0. Now we see the buys come out from the CTs.
Yeah. Zero Hacks chose the wrong side to stack, and usually happens in an eco round. You want to lean towards the side and just make sure if you're going to go all in, you're going to run into a brick wall. But 80,000, nice, slow, methodical default. Bane was solo towards that A side. Could have got hairy, but the B burst prevails for 80,000. Let's see how this next round turns out. A bit of a half bite coming in from Zero Hacks, looking to be a thorn on the side of 80,000, but Viking moves with the pace towards this A site, really picking up a first kill for himself. The rotations are coming in, but maybe 1 or 2. Not too sure how much is that going to help to buffer the defense. slowly but surely get taken down, and the site is being held by 80,000 quite firmly at that. Changing up a lot. The first round was towards A, second towards B. Looks like they're just toying with Zero Hacks, giving them a lot of food for thought on the actual gun round when eventually comes out.
Yeah, I think that's going to come out now. I mean, obviously chose to like save once again or purchase a couple of these lighter weapons, but ultimately 18,000 are just ripping through it all. And yeah, CTs do have a full purchase going into this next one though, but let's see what they have to say. I'm definitely expecting some AWPs coming out here.
Surely that should be the #1 priority out of Zero Hacks especially, but see if they can afford it. Yeah, Garrett decides to pick it up. Looking at his spawn, he's going to be leaning towards that B side. Yeah, they're going to go for a 2-3 setup. No, Big Dog changes his mind. They're going to head towards B with 3-man setup. Not too sure if they're going to put out some aggression. Preempting the Molotov, smokes it out. I like to see that, but no Molotov is there just yet. 80,000. Bulk of their attack is going to head towards long. They need to win out this fight. Aleku in the court, no man's land, goes down pretty easily. It's up to Perpetual Carnage to do some of the damage, to stop the bleed. Wins out the fight towards lowers. Brings it back to even Stevens. Play does slow it down, but Perpetual's landing all these A1 headshots. It has been bucked, so it's down to Nexus shot. Might catch a free kill, yeah. Gonna upgrade, a free upgrade, but no. The bait into the weapon leads to his demise. A 2 versus 2. 1 minute on the clock.
Yeah, 2 versus C, Bane and Gorilla moving towards this B monster. One player towards lowers, one going towards short, so they can combo out towards B, but oh, that noise is definitely going to kind of make their position known. They're going to have to smoke off Evan and just barrel off into this B bomb site. Now you can see the rotation is coming slowly there from this A site, so they've got a small window of opportunity here to reach in to the site without sort of any sort of resistance, but hot on their heels. Players from Zero Hacks, one's coming from that lows area. I don't know if they're going to be able to clear it that quickly or expecting to come from their Gorilla. Of course, still got a little bit of util to use, but the time is ticking, and now he spots his flank. He's got the number of his opponent. Certainly heard him at this point, and they should be well aware that this player is coming from short. They picked the last player towards heaven, and this is a job well done. 80,000 again here, looking strong tools, sailing into the lead, 4-0. Kind of found a little bit of resistance in the beginning of the round there, but Perpetual Carnage swiftly dealt with that problem, but again, it is 80,000 that reigns supreme, and come up with the round 4-0 here, and certainly setting the pace of the T side for sure. I mean, ultimately, the Destiny having 4 or 5 rounds. I mean, you said 6 is where you want to be at, and they've already got 4.
Yeah, a real strong performance, Conor. 80,000, a real gust of wind coming through their sails as they get their wild card spot, and they're really making it work. 4 rounds in the lead, and they're looking pretty clean. Utility to take short, the Molotovs, the smokes towards heaven. So they know the util usage is on point. Traded it down to 2 versus 2 after they had the disadvantage of the 1-man lead from 80,000 throughout that round, but that bomb plant allows them to reinvest and bound to the next round. They're going to barrel straight back into B. Prop Monster and Short, a 2-pronged attack, and the quick catch. Zero Hack sleeping towards the side. There we go, Viking opening up the scoreboard. Big Dog gets the trade though initially. It's a 3 versus 3, but they're out of position. Just one player locked into the side. Hacktivist, and Bane has a fight of his own towards lows. It's gonna be dicey. Gonna come down to the utter nail. The bomb is about to go down, and that's good. Force Activist to swing, but it is covered. Gorilla is there, Nexus is there, but Perpetual Carnage comes out with the trade. And there we go, the 5th round on the ball. They had the superior weaponry, so go figure.
Yeah, again, just another complete save round there. Nothing really getting invested into the round, a couple of pistols and what have you, but 80,000 doing work, man. Starting to build up quite the economy on their T side here. Gorilla got more than 13,000, but we finally see that big green weapon tools, that AWP coming out again. And it is Garrett that's going to be wielding it this time. See if he gets aggressive. It doesn't look like he's aiming towards that area, but we do see a rush towards B, and this is going to be quite an interesting reach here. You see one player get caught out in the open, but they don't deal with him. He manages to get out, and first entry frag does go their way, but now barrel of brutal is coming through. Another entry frag. Oh, and they're just ripping them apart. 80,000 here taking complete control. I love this change of pace. I love the decision making. They've been playing defaults pretty much the entire time, and up against this gun round again, they whip out rush B up and for them yesterday as well when they changed up the timing completely to hit that B site. And 80,000 here, just putting on an absolute clinic on Mirage. No reason they've left it here for a map that they're willing to play, and they really are looking leagues above Zero Hacks right now. Zero Hacks perhaps needs some hacks tools.
Yeah, they need a bit of cheats. They do need a bit of cheats. They need something. And I feel just the early round utility is not proficient enough. They need to be able to stop that B rush. It's the last thing you want to be losing to in the first 20 seconds of a round. That's the protocol should be coming out to molly flash combo and swing, or nade smoke combo, just to make sure that choke point is locked out. It's the process of elimination. Where are the weakest points in early round, mid round, and late round? And that's where you should be tending to utility and certain sort of protocols like a two-man swing off a third player flashing. But we don't really see that coming out of Zero Hacks, and it's the reason why that they're taking so many L's. I mean, it's 0-6. The round 0-5 is where it starts to get a bit dicey and it starts to slip mentality-wise when the lead starts getting towards that 8 mark where they've already won the half and you're still sitting with an egg. So perhaps this one of these rounds are going to go their way. Bit of a half bite of saved weapons from the previous round. I think Garrett needs to get into the play with that AWP and start opening up that scoreboard earlier on. He needs to be picking some good avenues of attack.
I absolutely agree. I think that he needs to take some sort of duels that give them some sort of advantage, because right now it feels like they're playing very, very passive and they're just kind of letting the opponents get into the sites and then dealing with the problem afterwards. But right now it is, in fact, Zero Hacks that get a bit impatient, push that lowest area, and the first frag goes the way of 80,000, and this just gives them such control, such positional advantage across the map. And do see a number of players holding towards this A site, so no real rotation is happening right now for all the CTs. They holding strong, and they finally get a little bit of action towards that long A, and now you should see 80,000 regroup. You see that fake coming in through from Bane. He is going to move back, pull off a couple of rotations. Does seem to pull out some sort of action, and yeah, completely caught off guard. See two players now moving towards the A site, and there's only just one left. Big Dog, the last player towards that B site that needs to run for the heals once again. And this is an absolute clinic. The push and pull that is coming through from 80,000 is really good. Love how they changing and adapting it from round to round, literally just moving A, B, and ultimately just throwing in some fakes, throwing in some rushes, just really chopping and changing up the pace quite well here. Zero Hacks trying to adapt, trying to stack, trying to make gambles, but unfortunately just not making the right reads or the right calls, not getting lucky here. And another one is on the board, 7-0 now. 80,000 are looking solid.
Yeah, 80,000, a pretty good read. IGL's making some nice calls towards long. They controlled it, controlled bathrooms. They had short control, lows control, put a fake out towards B, rotated towards Banana, and the brunt of the attack came through the front. And Zero Hacks were left with their arms in the air. Some money coming into the bank, perhaps a timeout. There we go. Some decisions need to be made in the camp of Zero Hacks. The RGL needs to be a bit firm with some aggression. Some wise words, perhaps.
Yeah.
Shake off the nerves. Something.
Absolutely. I think they need to get a bit more aggressive. They need to get a little bit more in the face of 80,000, and not necessarily talking about one person taking a wild duel towards long or towards lowers. Just something team-based, a couple, delayed pop flash peaks or just something like that to disrupt this momentum of 80,000 right now. They are just seemingly bulldozing their way around, finding picks all over the map, coming together, grouping up and hitting the same target. It's just really basic Counter-Strike, one-on-one really. And right now, Zero Hacks just having no answer whatsoever. But perhaps this double AWP setup is what they are looking to change the shape of the game. And I do agree that they need to get a bit more aggressive, need to look for some more opportunities in the early to mid round.
And as we say that, they're going to be busting towards... They're going to be busting towards this B site to have the advantage in terms of numbers. Our Hacktivist getting extremely unlucky there. It's down to Iluku. He's trying to control water, making sure the retake's a bit easier. He just needs to hold on a bit longer, keep landing these shots here. Doing a fantastic job for now. It's down to 80k, man disadvantage on the retake. Oh, Bane's in a fantastic spot here. Good lurk coming out of him. He needs to hurry on to the side. The retake is commencing from Zerax. Identify they have a 2v2 if they're rolling quite early. They have the utility and needs to come down to the shots and the awareness. Vikings in a good spot here. Can't find anything. It's Perpetual can't pick up the kill with the farmers, giving the advantage. It's Bane and Virtual King. Oh, what a fantastic look. The smoke columns in the mist. It's down to Bane in a 1v1. Big dog, but it's Bane. Dark Knight is his ally. It really is. He did have support. The Viking, for me, the MVP of that round specifically, lurking in that smoke, playing it to perfection, but it's Bane to close it out. Fantastic work.
Absolutely. I think that was an epic play there from Viking. Yeah, that was insane, man. Definitely the MVP of the round for sure. Just bought so much space there. Just played it calm, cool, collected. Guess his teammate to like smoke him off there, and yeah, he just managed to hold the sides and done it so well. 80,000 looking real strong here.
Yeah, most of ZeroHax's buys, right? I've just noticed most of the gun rounds that they've had, all their players have another for weaponry and utility with M4s, AWPs. It's always one of their players shout an MP9 or a Deagle, and it's just not enough for them to be confident in their fights. They're taking Gorilla, a bit of contact towards that B site or towards A. It's actually Perpetual Carnage with that look from Lowe's. He's given up his position, has to fall back. It's left Nexus in quite a precarious position to move forward or rotate back, but it's the brunt of the attack moving towards this A side. It's Viking with the entry frag, delivering a swift headshot. Needs to double down in a second, gets traded out though, but they have more support behind them. Perpetual Carnage with that MP5, slaps on the reload, taking some more duels. His teammates behind him, it's 2 versus 3. They have them surrounded. How do 80,000 respond? A bombing down, but it's Launders. His headshots there, has a superior weapon. He seems to have timed out some thanks to Bane to double up with the clutch. He gets the first. Almost a labored battle, but Big Dog shows why, puts the first round on the board. I should be jumping for joy. At least it's not an egg.
Yeah, at least it's not an egg. Still, no one wants that 16-0, but on the board we saw yesterday, it took a couple of rounds before teams were able to get started, but it was a lovely little display there from Zerax. I think taking the fight to them is that virtual carnage again, finding those early frags towards that bathroom A side area, and managed to get a round on the board for his team, at least early enough so that they were able to clean it up. But 80,000 certainly not gonna do much from that. It is only one round, and they still got a hell of a T side campaign here so far.
Yeah. With that auto sniper from Launder, sending through those rattles, those echoes, letting the opponents know he's got pretty much the most expensive gun in the game. Quite the investment. Probably why he's sitting with little to no money. A slow default so far. Opening frag comes up from Viking. Bane catches the player trying to respond with the trade. Good default. So they have good positioning around the map to control the battles that they take and the responses from ZeroHax. As you can see, most of the duels are going their way. The auto sniper, yeah, this is why you don't want to be entry fragging with an auto sniper. It's Aluku from the same position. He seems to have a grip of his area, and his spot Nexus takes him down. MVP of the of yesterday, in fact, put up some big numbers.
Yeah, big numbers. They were very close to winning that match up, but they have the second chance here today, and they're not going to throw any sort of opportunity. I do think it was a bit of a strange play for them to get so aggressive. All of 80,000 just being super patient in their default positions and ultimately just catching off this aggression coming out of ZeroHax. Perhaps a bit too much confidence coming from that one round they've won, and put themselves in a bit of a tough position now. They've got absolutely no money to work with. The rest of the half to play out, and they've only got one round on the board. So really tough position to be in if you're ZeroHax. And 80,000 again just capitalizing on their opponent's mistakes. So not really changing up the pace, not really changing up the default, the strategy, or the execute. Just waiting for their opponents to make mistakes, and that's pretty much all they did. And ultimately ZeroHax walked right into it. And now 9-1 is the scoreline here, and assuming T-side campaign starts here for 80,000, and it's looking good for the wildcards tools.
Yeah, 100%. Full control, full focus on the camp of 80,000. Nothing seems to be going wrong, but ZeroHax continuously reinvest into each round, and it's not going to You need to save at some point to make sure you can get that double 8 WP up. But there's alert coming up. Nexus, the first to take contact, wins out that duel. He's been having a fantastic game so far. Continuing with his brilliant performance from yesterday. 4-man push towards A-long, a lurker towards lower, just to make sure they can't get flanked out. And there we go, controlling the entire map. You don't really need short if you have the lowest control and you take long methodically. You let the CT sweat a little, which is happening right now. Big Dog is in a world of trouble. He needs to dig himself up that spot. Gorilla picking up pretty much a free kill there. And it's Big Dog trying to make himself nice and big. The A1, they can't really see where he's shooting from. The bullet traces are working in his favor. Alok needs to pop in at any time, and he does with the trade, but he has the inferior gun at this point, so Viking has the slight advantage. Just needs to recover by picking up the bomb. As many options from this point, can go towards B, plot behind default, but it's Alok who, with a lot of pressure on his arms, knows the amount of pressure and weight is in his hands right now as his scoreline is sitting at 9-1, does realize it's heading towards B, gets the upgrade, picks up the kit, and now set and ready for this 1 versus 1 clutch. What ways in this balance of him fading into short, the timing. Alok just missing out on fractions. Viking.
Yeah, and that's CSGO for you.
Yeah, it's down to Viking now. He's in, once again, really good position. That's a good smoke. It's going to bait out a reaction from Viking. He needs to know whether he's going to be tapping the bomb through the smoke. He's going to pop down a nade and probably spam through it. The swing on the left-hand side, Pillar should come out. Oh, he reads it. He calls his bluff. Viking calls the bluff. And now he really needs to land the shots through the smoke, and he does. That's a 2.0 play coming out of him. 10th round on the board. Double digits for 80,000.
Yeah, that was insane, man. He was really confident in his play. They're really confident that the opponent just had no clue where he was, and I think that was the right gamble. And he takes it. You could just see that he's playing with so much confidence, so much disregard for the outcome of the round that almost works to his favor. And 10-1, yeah, this is looking like a landslide. And right now, he's looking into the coffers of the CT. There's not much in store, and this is a big barrel towards that B side. A little bit of a failed volley there towards this B side. That could actually play a bit of an effect here. You can see. Never mind, just 2 quick entry frags, no real counter util, perhaps some with the economy there, but ultimately, again, 80,000 are in this B-bomb site for absolute free. There is, of course, quite a few people that are hot in their heels, but it's only a matter of time until this is kind of expected, or not really going to be a surprise. 2 quick kills they're coming from that monster area, but good enough. They see another player towards that short area, do a little bit of damage, but they've got to consider saving. That was a huge nade and did so much damage, but now absolute slaughter.
It's a cleanup. That's a cleanup from 80,000. I doubt anything's going to change. I mean, Zero Hacks have given me no indication of the ability to shift it into another gear. It's pretty much been rinse and repeat 4 spies up until they can eventually pick up a 1, but they've only picked up 1. No extensive setups happening towards lowers or short or towards long to counter anything from 80k. You can see at every choke point or every rush towards B, there's no real protocol to stop that, so pretty much going to be a bloodbath through and through. It's down to Bane. He's going to face some pressure. Even if he gets 2, he's probably going to get 3. Has to reload, has the Glock, and yeah, done pretty much all the heavy lifting this round for 80,000. No armor on the CT side, so even the Glock at this point is going to be like a hand cannon. It's going to be a free AK, so the next round should be nice and healthy in terms of what Zero Hacks can buy, but yeah, no light at the end of the tunnel just yet.
Yeah, an absolute clinic getting put on here by 80,000. This is definitely what I would call one-way traffic, and right now Zero Hacks really struggling to string a couple of kills together, never mind a couple of rounds, and it just looks like 80,000 have come on form, looking to get and progress further in the tournament, not taking that second chance for granted whatsoever.
I guess that is a blessing in disguise that they've been able to get a second chance, another crack at it. Now they're really proving themselves. I don't remember Viking playing in yesterday, so he's probably one of the difference makers. It was a tight game they played in yesterday, but at the end of the day, you want the best teams making it far in the tournament. So Zero Hacks, unfortunately, have caught an angry ATK, a revived ATK, a different version of ATK.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the confidence they're brimming with it now at the moment. But this is the last round of the half here, 13-1, and this is the chance for Zero Hacks to just double their score, put something on the board here, something that they can hopefully defend. It's a long climb, long, tall order that you're going to be asking of them, but it needs to start here. I'm afraid 14-1 is pretty much a done deal once you have the pistol round concluded. But oh, Nexus with that beautiful little pre-fire there, causing quite a bit of a presence here, but the entire team waits towards that B-bomb site now. And oh, beautiful entry frag there coming from Nexus. This is surely going to bait such a reaction over from the CT side. You can see that there's only one player stuck towards that A site, and even he is kind of just chilling towards that truck area. They do have numbers towards B. Just a bit of a strange stack. That said, perfect reaction from the C side. They've come through, they've just walked and popped into this B with a contact play, and it's working phenomenally. But Effectual Carnage is the man of the hour, man of the moment, gets 2 quick frags then, changes things up. And Nexus, as we spoke about him being the MVP of yesterday's matches, he's got this flanking. Can he make it work?
Yeah. MVP of his team specifically. Trigger discipline, stalk your prey. This is wonderfully played so far. Needs to find information, and there we go. Like precision. That's a sign of a player who's in full control of the game, full control of his role. We saw him lurk towards the A side, solo, controlling it all, lurking all the way towards the A side. Zero Hack should have noticed eventually, guys, he could come from behind because he was the guy who picked up the first kill towards A and defaulting towards A. So even within the comms, Zero Hack seemed to be lacking, but that was beautifully played by Nexus.
Love that you mentioned his name earlier. He stands up, goes huge there. We're speaking about the problem of confidence that you're going to have if you're on the side of Zero Hacks now. I mean, they even take a tactical pause to perhaps just get that one out of the back of their minds, or at least just start this half with a clean slate. But, you know, there's one thing, the only thing that I can imagine being worse than losing 14-1 is on the final round like that, when you have that advantage, you just get completely bamboozled and the guy comes from behind you and takes you out. So, yep, an incredible blow to the confidence, I imagine. I mean, maybe Zero Hacks have got the mental fortitude of, you know, Lumen still, but yeah, God, that's these Gandhi does have a lot of mental fortitude, so I think that's what they need right now is Gandhi's mindset for sure.
Yeah, let's see if they got it. 2 smokes, 2 flashes, purchased up, and last flash and Perpetual Carnage. Then we're heading towards the A site. So if we just change a little. There we go. Activist is taking the front lead and the charge being the entry. And Army sticking as a core of 5 and making sure the trades can go the way if they do come. 80,000 haven't reacted just yet. They don't have control of lows, control of Banana if need be, but they're gonna lose the bomb. Gorilla picks up the first kill there with the headshot delivered onto her activist. Now that smoke actually aids 80,000. In fact, they can get the rotations through headshot. The flashbangs are good so far. It has become a courtyard brawl, and Nexus is there to take over and step up and be the bully. But it's Aluk. Not enough bullets.
Yes.
How many opponents on front of him? That's a 1 versus 5 gang fight in the basketball court, and all you have is a pencil.
Hey, and he did quite well there with his pencil, I must say. But that was a rough round, and again, just the rotations came through so fast there. That early spot for Gorilla, that early frag as well. You just immediately see all of his teammates going to support him and just straight up put on that next round. And now it is all up to Zero Hacks now, just going for overtime really. Don't even have a bit of pressure going on here from the CTs all the way pushed up to the middle behind these players below. This is a messy round. Some frags are going back and forth, but surely the CTs are well aware of where they're going. They've come completely wrapped around them from low. It's an insane round. Surely they know that A is super weak, and there's another player towards that lowest area. 80,000 just doing absolute work here. Brilliant stuff there coming from Lunda and Gorilla towards that lowest area. Now we have a 2 versus 4 situation. It is Garrett and Big Dog. Big Dog, it's been big so far, but
Kenny is flash. Really gotta watch out for those. It's 2 versus 1. Beautiful lineup, beautiful setup from ATK. They should be closing it up at any point now. Viking perhaps even could get the knife. They're going for the stabby stab. It's a gang fight. He's got no weapon on him, and that's 16-1, 80,000. Take it, 16-1. Pretty much a walk in the park for them, I'd say. Zero hacks. Didn't show anything, didn't show a second wing, couldn't get it into second gear, couldn't find momentum, anything of that sort. And yeah, big performance coming out of Nexus, that 2v1 clutch. Pretty much was the nail in the coffin goals. What do you have to say about that performance?
Yeah, I mean, not much more to say. Their tools, I think, they just looked really strong. They looked like they wanted it more, and ultimately have taken a convincing win, 16-1. I think they're going to be very happy with their performance, considering they were so close yesterday. And ultimately, yeah, there's not much more to say about that than a convincing win. But I think that is all from us for now. We're going to throw it back over to the desk to analyze some of that overpass for us.
Thank you so much, Golden Lighter. Well, I have to admit that ADK just, yeah, I admit I was wrong. I was completely wrong. ADK looked like they wanted it. It was obvious. They wanted the win. They said, we didn't get it last time. We deserved it. So this time, this is our game. They did everything right. I didn't notice any single mistake that they might have done. They just completely annihilated their opponents. Zero hacks, unfortunately, didn't stand a chance. So tell me, just break it down for me, guys.
Let's acknowledge the fact that ATK went in with a big bang. They have utilized these 2 days to actually, it showed from their gameplay, they're not here to lose. They were assessing their mistakes. They went through together and talked about what happened and what not. It showed us they were the upper hand. They dominated. Not only did they win victorious, they dominated the game, 16-1. It was apparent as well that Zero Hacks were not as prepared individually. Hard luck to them, tough luck. But ATK is not a team to actually underestimate or undermine in such situations. You are given a second chance. I've never seen second chances in any tournament. They appreciated this fact. They have come in, they have studied, they want to win. I'm really happy to see them actually do this and give us such a result.
What about you, Hope? What do you think?
I honestly think 80,000, as I told you, the way they played Inferno, okay, it showed, as Sammy said, we are not here to lose. Them coming back, getting a second chance, actually they're coming back stronger. For a reason, whoever they're gonna play today, because they know they deserve this shot, they're gonna go, like they're gonna dominate. Whoever they play against, they know they're not gonna play scared. They're gonna play 100% confident because they know they're good at the game. They know they deserve a second chance. They gave us what we were hoping.
As you said, it really, really showed that they wanted it so very bad, and they felt like it was stolen from them in the previous game. But their opponent was also worthy to win. But this time they're like, no, this is our chance. This is our shot. This is our last chance. And they made it happen. But let's talk a little bit more about their opponent, Zero Hacks. What happened? I mean, it feels like every round they kept trying to get some leeway. They tried to get a round. I believe they got only one round in. Did they not stand a chance because of ATK's determination, or were they making some obvious mistakes there?
Remember this, any team with full force and full confidence and the desire to win, nothing will stop them. Nothing at all. They showed us they're a true force. They didn't even have to do any kind of special setup in the game. They just went in, dry aim, and traded each other. They entered the sites at ease, comfortably. They just lost one round, and that was by luck. It's gonna be a 16-0, but we saw one.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let's not say by luck, because they actually were so close to lose 3 to 4 rounds. Okay, they didn't. I'll give you an example. The round when it was a 3v2, when he was, I forgot the round number. 3v2. The guy shot at one of the city players. None of them cleared him. Where is the sound IQ? Yeah, when he was inside the smoke, you know. So this round it should be to CT, okay? It went for the T side. Miscommunication, sound, audio problems, we don't know.
Maybe.
But there is a couple of rounds they actually deserved, but 80K deserved the win.
So overall, you're just not seeing any kind of determination, any kind of effort from Zero Hax's side. But if you were on Zero Hax's side, what would you have done to counter 80K?
No disrespect to such kind of teams, because in the end, you have to give props to them that they actually participated. They are actually trying, and I really respect that virtue of them. But 80K, to counter such kind of team, you really need to actually have a stable team that have been practicing for a while. We know that Bravado is practicing. We know that Tenacity is practicing, as we've seen them against 80K. 80K is a team that deserves as well. You should not say like something like underestimate them. They are really a true contender in this series. I've really loved how well they have managed to actually come back from such a game in Inferno 2 days ago. And it was really, I was glad to see such kind of playstyle from them. What makes me eager is actually to see them compete against the top contenders like Bravado and Tenacity. Again, Tenacity, a best of 3, is what we really love to see, right?
And I'm telling you, if they play again Inferno, 80K can win the map. It doesn't mean if they lost this map once, they're gonna lose it once again. Because it was a very close match, minimal mistakes. If they focus on it, you never know what happens.
Definitely. It was, we were rooting for 80K from the very beginning, and you guys.
You weren't.
I mean, you guys were. Let's clarify. I was hoping for the underdog to win, but the analyst desk, the professionals in this desk, they were adamant that 80K was going to get it. But we didn't expect this complete lack of complete domination and the lack of retaliation from Zero Hack. So in that, we were, hoping a little bit more, but 80K deserved it in the end, and they played wonderfully, and they showed us why they were given a second chance and why they're still in this tournament now. So let me just remind you guys with that about the offer that we have going on. Do not forget that $50 is indeed up for grabs for your Steam wallet. All you have to do is go to gaming.lenovo.com. You can either post a clip from the broadcast, or you can go and vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, make sure you browse some other offers. Another offer that we have exclusively for South Africa, with a purchase of any Lenovo product, you will get a free pair of Lenovo headsets. But make sure you do this quick, because it's only available from the 13th to the 16th of December. To get access to that, make sure you click on the description below. So, analyst, just one more thing before we go to the break. You mentioned that perhaps there was a miscommunication on Zero Hax's team. Perhaps there was too much commotion going on. Something that I do want to target when you come to team games, there's going to be a lot of people talking on the microphone. Perhaps one person will be saying something, the other person will be saying another. What can be done where you won't have, 5 people screaming on top of each other? What is necessary to be taken?
Whenever you come across a tournament and play in it, you have a mix of emotions, mix of everything going on, random emotions, whether it's gonna be happiness or anger, different kind of things. One round you're happy, the next round you're angry. Maybe you lose the round, eco you lose it. It's gonna be really frustrating for you. The one thing that Adam said, which was really convincing for me, is maybe they had miscommunication or technical difficulties with the sound problems or whatever. If I'm in a tournament, I'm supposed to be ready 100%, focused, ready to actually play and provide the result that my team is expecting. Now, coming into this, let's say the round is 3v2. The guy hid in smoke. He was hiding in smoke and got the opportunity to get the double kill. These kind of things, that's supposed to happen in the tournament. We need to remember one thing. It's always be calm in the tournament. Whether you're angry or you're happy. Okay, you're happy, that's a good thing. But if you're angry, you need to contain it to yourself and try to control it. Because if you are actually angry, you're not going to play the same way that you're actually playing when you're happy. You understand? So whatever was happening in that round that Adam mentioned, I think it's not supposed to happen at all.
You won't see it. You might see it in a pug game, but not in a tournament. I don't think the team was all of them talking at once, because it was so close. I mean, if it's a silencer, I'll understand, maybe, but it was so close with an AK. It's loud. It's really loud. No one aimed at him. No one checked him. There was a big gap where he was shooting from. So I think it was just miscommunication, because no one knows who shot who.
Exactly. So in this kind of moments, is it clear that for every team you should have a specific person that you listen to, or is it in the moment where they just vote on what's the right thing to do? Do you think beforehand they decide, okay, if this person says something, we listen to them, or how does that work exactly?
Look, there are special kind of players that are in the European region. Let's say, for example, there's a very famous player played in international teams. His nickname is Taiko. I think he's from Czech Republic, I believe.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. However, why is he special? I will tell you why. He's a kind of player. He's not an in-game leader. However, let's say he's playing in a B-bomb site. He's giving info for his team instead of the team giving the info. He's giving the info. He's doing the secondary in-game leader support, everything. Like he's a backbone for the team. Why I think he's special? He's a truly dedicated and a talented player. Such kind of players you will not find. You understand me? To give the info instead of your teammates on the other side of the map is it's a gift. That's me, to be
To
honest.
be able to focus on your aim, on your game, and on the map, all of this
To
together.
actually reply to your question, not all players are actually like giving info for each other. It's a very rare thing, and it's a very special thing to have in a team, because this is a player who can actually move the players when, let's say, the in-game leader dies. Okay, the in-game leader dies, can give the call-outs when he's dead. It's fine, but he's a secondary in-game leader. He can take initiations for other players, and I really love that.
I'll give a small example. Majestic, he used to be in Australis. 3 years best team in the world. Majestic even admitted he was so pressured he couldn't focus on the map while gaming because he used to focus on his aim, on what he's doing. So his callouts wasn't perfect, and what he's doing, like giving calls on what he's doing, wasn't perfect because it was hard for him to deal with both of them together. So he was only playing based on his aim and game style. He tried working so hard on focusing on everything around him. He as well suffered. A player from 3 years in a row, the best team in the world. So this doesn't mean you're bad at the game or you have anything. No. This means you need to work harder on it. That's it. Because even Magic suffered from it.
I mean, that shows that organizational skills is just as important as aim is, as important as experiences. That's why it's important for the team members to know each other, to know each other's limits.
Let's not ignore the fact, sorry to interrupt
No
you,
problem.
that Magic took the in-game leadership role when Glaive took a medical leave.
Yes.
Do you understand the pressure when you take the role of a team that has won 4 majors? It's a very huge task. You are playing under immense pressure. People are looking up to you as the best team in the world. How much of pressure is that? Huge pressure. So I think taking up, as Adam said earlier, taking up this role is a really hard task. To focus on the game and focus on the map shows why in-game leaders are so special in the game.
We definitely have to give mad respect to the IGLs in every team, and we don't want to give too much away, so we're going to go and jump into the break where we're going to have our next very exciting match, so please stay tuned.
You used to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with. This life like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall to be, will you be there when I wait to save me? A superhero in this. of the clouds to stop me from hitting the ground. And every goal there was a meaning. For this love ain't kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, we be laughing all day to save me. A superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. And I look behind. It's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. This darkness is my old friend. You get me in the end.
Welcome back to the Legion Africa Cup, brought to you by Legion by Lenovo. We are back from the break, and we have some things to discuss since we just saw the 80K destroying. I had just one question in the break, which I thought that you guys would really be interested in. Since we saw 80K destroy, and we've seen some previous games from very well-known teams, and they've done really well. So I'd like to compare two teams, 80K versus Bravado Gaming. What's gonna happen?
Very interesting question. Coming into this, if it's gonna be a best of three, I will not tell you what's the outcome. I will not. I don't know what to expect. Who will win? Both of them can be the winner. Both of them are two contenders. You know, Bravado is a huge name in the South African scene. It's been there from a long time. 80K, I just heard about them and I seen their gameplay, and you've seen me talking about them with flattered to see such kind of gameplay. But both of them will deliver us a very nice match, a very nice best of three. And I'm sure it will go to the third map. Very close maps as well. Do you agree with that? I hope.
I agree.
I
I
hope.
agree. I totally agree with you. But you know what I really want to watch? Nabi versus Bravado game.
Bravado. I think
I
Nabi
actually
will win easy.
think Nabi will win easy.
After what I saw them yesterday,
Exactly,
what
this is
game
my
they
point.
provided us, I
I
think
think you're forgetting how Bravado Gaming
They're good.
completely
They're really good,
stomped
the
in the
experience.
first
But we're
game.
talking about the fact that Nabi gave us really good CS, even though they were winning. Like, there is a huge difference. They still played good CS. You know, this is how you know this team practices. This team knows what they're doing. They don't just push, die, and anything. No, they still play good CS, even if there's 10 rounds difference, 12 rounds difference.
interesting point about Nabi is if you noticed when the opponent team takes mid control, they actually head to take ramp control, and you have a player in B actually trying to duel and try to gain advantage over the game. This is what is smart CS. This is what I'm talking about. It's a very nice tactical awareness, map awareness. They know what to do. They had it under control. So if you're going to ask me Nabi against Bravado, it's going to be Nabi all the way. Nabi against ATK, it's gonna be a good game. And ATK against Bravado will also be a good game. But Nabi,
ATK,
Next level,
ATK
next level,
versus
next
Bravado is the same as Bravado versus ATK. It's a
Bravado
shocking
versus
game.
ATK. And Nabi versus, no, hold on. Don't get it twisted.
ATK versus
Bravado
Bravado.
and ATK
As-
versus Nabi.
No, you said it.
Well, don't worry about
No,
it.
I'm just
Don't- at
joking, I'm
least
just-
we're just excited to see these top contenders play against each other, and we don't have to wait too long because it is inevitable. We're going to definitely see it. But before we get too much into our top teams at this moment, let's get reminded about the region and the matches. So as we know, we have South Africa. These are the teams representing South Africa, showing us that, you know, they're not going to back down. They're going to do this. They don't care if their name hasn't been known to the world. They're still going to show us a great show. And as we said before, we have some really good names in here. Bravado Gaming, Mayo Addicts, and GP2A were the winners from the first day. And day two, Tenacity, Nibble Hayes, and Nabi, as you guys love very, very much nowadays. They were the winners for day two. And for day three, we just witnessed Zero Hacks versus ATK. ATK completely stomping. And for our next match, we have Wild Killers versus the White Rabbit Gaming. So I remember you guys love White Rabbit Gaming name-wise, but we don't know too much about these two teams besides their names. Is there anything that you can tell me about what we should expect?
Sorry?
What should
What are you
we
expecting from the match?
what should we expect based on the previous teams and how they've played? Do you think we're going to be having a close game? Do you think we're gonna have 60-0? What's
I mean,
gonna happen?
it's-
Just based on complete
Listen,
guess.
it's South Africa. Once
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
they have so many surprises for us. For the last match for the region, this region, I hope it's gonna be the best match. I actually
The
hope it's
best
gonna be.
match.
Yes, because it's gonna be the last. Because it's South
Okay, we want to go out with a bang. That's what we want to do.
Exactly.
Can we
Alright.
see the logos?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will ask you this question again once we see the logos. But first, let's go and check out the prize pool for the tournament. So just to remind you guys, that first place, that juicy prize is $12,000. Second place is $5,000, and third place is $3,000. So as we said, it's not just the money on the line; it's the reputation, it's the representation, it's a lot of things. It's just monumental for these players here and now. That's why I'm sure ATK was ecstatic for getting a second chance into the tournament, and they proved that, you know, it was completely their right and completely dominated against Zero Hacks. So, guys, if you would like to continue your previous one, so I want to ask you. So the names that stood out, the players, excuse me, the teams that won so far: GP2A, Mayo Addicts, Bravado Gaming, Nabi,
80K.
80K. If you had to choose one that would win,
Nabi.
Nabi. Yeah.
Nabi.
I was about to
Nabi,
say.
Nabi, Nabi.
I would agree.
Completely
Nabi,
agree. Both of
completely
you want
agree.
Nabi.
As I said, once again, Nabi showed us real CS, showed us EU ECS, showed us. I can say the way they played Mirage, a major CS.
True contender, all the way.
They showed us that they're not coming to just play, win the match, even if 16-0, 15-0, 14-0. No, they showed us we're still going to try hard, even though there is 14 rounds different, 13 rounds different. We're going to still try hard this game.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned Mirage because I believe that is the next map that we're going to be seeing. So, are we
Mirage
excited
is
about that?
It's the public map.
It is the
It's
public map.
everyone's favorite map in public. So, if both teams are not practicing, we're still going to see good CS because it's Mirage. We're going to
Everyone
see
knows how
good
to play.
public CS games.
Everyone knows how to play this.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
Mirage
going to
is easy.
remind you that you said this after we see the match because we don't know if this is going to be a complete annihilation or not, but I will get back to you, Sammy, so remember you said that. And so tell me more generally about this map. What's the good things? What are the bad things about choosing this map?
I mean, Mirage starting off T, you really want to focus on taking mid. Because mid is the key of opening any sites towards A or B. Mid is where you're gonna get the first picks, the last picks, or you're gonna get the ace or whatsoever. A, City, you need to know how to handle the pressure on mid by taking cave, by taking B. If you cannot fight on mid, you have to just understand that we're gonna give them mid, we're gonna take cave, we're gonna take B. We're not gonna get them play comfortable around the map.
All right, and if you were to choose CT or T side, which
CT.
one would you choose?
City.
CT. What about you, Sammy?
City.
Oh, you agree on this. This is a very rare moment, should be celebrated.
I just lied. I actually prefer City because I always said T. I really prefer T. Remember what I told you yesterday?
This is a bit suspicious.
let's-
I was trying to
let's
excite
agree
him a
to
bit.
disagree.
I was trying to excite him for a second that we're on the same page. We're not. I actually like to start T.
Can't deny the fact. I'm really excited to see a nice game. I'm really excited to see how well they control mid and how well do they post their lurkers either in con or in ladder room or try to actually go on window and actually move the team according to this lurker. I would like to see such kind of style, of game. Let's hope to see that. Or we can also see a 16, 12, 10.
Overtime, maybe.
Not overtime.
I think we
I-
have
I'd
yet
love
to
to
get
see
to
overtime.
overtime, so
I'd love
this would
to
be a
see
first
Yeah.
for the tournament. So we're definitely rooting for that, but I don't know. I have a weird feeling about this one, but anything could happen, as they said. So let me know about the pace of the game. How should this map be played in terms of pace?
Pace. As I said, just like overpass, you can either play it fast, let's say push ramp as T side with double flashes, over lamp, or take mid aggressively, take mid passively, because as we know, if you smoke window and smoke top mid and you Molotov con, you get a CT player to naturally just smoke connector and just smoke short. So they will try to pressure you and try to take picks. However, if you play it smart, you just give them mid, wait for the smokes to fade out, and then try to take it control, retake mid again. So one key point here is how well they're gonna handle when there is actually CT presence in middle. How well are they gonna handle? Are they just gonna give them up mid and then retake it later on? Also, you can play it fast paced by rushes here and there. A can rush con mid, B with the smokes from T spawn. You can see a mix of fast and slow pace and medium pace sometimes, not really a lot. Agree? Or
I
disagree?
totally agree. with you. And this one I cannot disagree.
Okay, well, since we've covered most of the points for Mirage, is there anything you'd like to add?
I have nothing to add.
All right, then I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you a question. Which map do you want to see next? Since a map that we haven't seen yet,
Vertigo and Nuke. Thank you very much.
Vertigo Nuke.
Vertigo Nuke. Why is that?
Who doesn't love this map?
Who doesn't love these maps?
Nuke is my one of my favorite maps. I really love playing Nuke, especially opening Nuke. I love opening Nuke. I'm too confident in knowing how to get picks early round, playing for my team advantage. Sammy as well. He's too humble now, not talking about himself. but he's actually like Nuke is actually our favorite map, just because of opening.
So
Nuke is a very special map as well. It's like talking about two maps in one. The B bomb site itself is like a map, and the A bomb site as well. Vertigo has a mix of very fast, slow, and medium paced rounds with a lot of tactical advantages. Let's say smoke setups here and there, just like Ancient. Ancient has a lot of places that you can really set up your smokes and enter the team. So these three maps come down to as why my favorite. I haven't seen it so far. I would love to see it. That's when.
But we've seen Vertigo.
Yeah, but it was the Arabic
Yeah, it
region. I want to see it in South African region.
exactly,
And I would-
completely different play style.
It will show the true powers of a team. As we talked about earlier, that best of three shows a true team. These maps as well test your power or test your water in these maps. That's my honest opinion.
Well, we're just in the beginning of the tournament, so we're definitely, well, hopefully, we're definitely going to see these your favorite maps. Before we start the game, just want to remind you guys one more time about the $50 that is up for grabs to be added to your Steam wallet. All you have to do is go to gaming.lenovo.com. You can post your favorite clip from the broadcast, or you can go and vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, make sure you browse some other offers. Another offer we have exclusively for South Africa: with each purchase of a Lenovo product, you will get a free pair of Lenovo headsets. But make sure you get this quick because it's only valid from the 13th to the 16th of December. Just click on the link in the description below. So with that, I believe the match is ready. So we're going to have to pass it over to Gulls and Lighter. Take it away, guys.
Welcome back. This is the Legion African Cup. Myself and Golsey will be taking you through the last map, World. I believe it's World Killers up against WRG. WRG being the more familiar team, Golsey. So where's your money? We're going to start there.
I'm gonna have to go for the Rabbits, man. I mean, it's a big roster locally in the CS scene. I mean, this is going to be rival the likes of Bravado Gaming. They're in the top four. Those top, previously Energy Esports, of course. And ultimately, it's a strong roster. These are made names that we're going to see playing here. I do think it's going to be a slightly one-sided affair. But with that said, I mean, this tournament's been full of surprises, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the Legion Africa Cup.
Yeah, I definitely think World Killers are the underdogs in this matchup. WRG, like I said, they're the most familiar team for us here, and they're top four in the EACL League currently as well. So that's top four in South Africa. We do have a strong senior, and Wild Killers, we'll have to see what they have in store. Hopefully they can pull the rabbit out the hat. Maybe they have an ace up their sleeve. It is Mirage, and yeah, it's going to be a tough battle, CT-sided map. Very open, puggy map, as the desk said. Mid control is the name of the game. And I know WRG have quite a lengthy strat book, and they got some strong players on their side, some sharpshooters. They got a Comic-Con winner of the 2008 and the captaincy in Panda as well. So they got some experience in their squad. So yeah, a real mountain to climb for the Wild Killers, for sure, Golsey. What are you expecting to see out of Mirage? Some of the best Counter-Strike?
Yeah, certainly. I think we're going to see some real dirty plays coming from White River Gaming. I think they're going to demand some respect. They're going to make sure that the other team earns it. They're going to make sure that they just pretty much get wildly aggressive up until the point that they kind of need not to, because at the end of the day, they are the better name. They are the bigger players. This is pretty much a formality for them to get out sort of this group stage tournament. And ultimately, I think they're going to look to have a strong start here. And I do think it's going to be a one-sided affair. I think I'm more confident on that than anything I've said previously. But yeah, remains to be seen. We're jumping straight into the game right now. The White Rabbit Gaming looking to be starting on that CT side. Of course, you got Destroyed, Awesome, Tristan, Panda, and Deadshot up against the likes of the Wild Killers. It's Ace, it's Sniper, Jinx, Sabuza, and Adam.
Very interesting skin there on the side of Wild Killers. They're going to be heading towards middle. Molly and a smoke with Sniper. 4 players towards mid, 1 lurking towards A Palace or a Fluff Molly. That was supposed to head towards window. Now, a bit of a panic while he starts to line up his smoke. It's Deadshot coming from Cat. A few pot shots, but nothing landing just yet. Panda sitting in high and grab our ticket. He's going to have a field day if he can land his shots, though. He's pretty much the protector of Connector at the moment. There we go. Finally, the player mentioned earlier come out of Palace, traded it out. Awesome dead shot, trading it back and keeping the round at arm's length. They have the man advantage. It's ace towards default. He's going to put the bomb down. They got a decent post plant to work with, Wild Killers. So they come down to the side of WRG, low HP on Austin and Tristan, so Deadshot's going to have to be the one to clean up. Hopefully the kit's somewhere around there. They need to start moving in soon. Haven't seen the kit around. Tristan just trying to land some headshots. Gets taken up by Ace. He's going to bob and weave towards default. It's awesome. And Deadshot still 2 versus 2. The time is ticking faster and faster. And the shots need to land quicker from Deadshot. Delivers a nice headshot. Needs to follow up with the second. And it's a body shot. He gets the defuse. He's got a kit. So that's the first round. Very stressful though for the Rabbits.
Yeah, very stressful. They knew both of the post-plant positions though, and ultimately it was awesome down. I think he picked that hit up from Cat, because that's where I saw it died early on in the round. But yeah, a little bit of a close call there. Not as one-sided as I was kind of leaning towards, but coming out of the Rabbits here.
Just to be sure, that is not the same ADM that plays for Goliath. That is a different ADM. Defaults all around from WRG. This is where you're going to start to see some clinical protocol coming out from the South African team. Destroy already has the tag and he's looking off to finish off his food. It's a bit of mind game shot. Delivers a swift headshot onto a Deadshot. Tristan does get the trade back of a headshot of his own. It's Deadshot with the player up against him towards Palace. Panda works that ladder, gets the trade, follows up with the second. Zabuza with the AK. He was the danger man. Gets the trade, but left with 9 HP. Adam opening up the round, lurking through lowest. Tristan, Spidey senses are tingling. Has an inkling there's a player around. Connector. Eventually, you're going to fish him out with the CZ, and it's left Zaba. He's picked up 1 kill. He needs to get a second. This AK was expensive. He just scraped the money back from that good flashbangs. Going to deter him a little. The bombs are safely in the hands of the Rabbits with 40 seconds left. And if I had to say anything about this round, it's Zaba should be saving this, and it was a valiant attempt.
Absolutely. I mean, full armor, full kit as well. He's got that AK-47, but don't see any sort of aggression coming out of the White Rabbits here to hunt him down or anything like that. But I mean, he is going to save. Little does he know that he could actually just have this whole B bomb site for free. That Molly obviously giving or indicating that's a little bit of a presence towards that side, but ultimately all of the CTs are here towards A, obviously guarding that bomb. He's going to save that AK into the next round, and now you should see a save come out of Wild Killers here, though. But this was a strong investment from White Rabbit Gaming. They do manage to maintain 3 of their rifles, but 1 AK-47 and 2 of the rifles that they purchased. And yeah, looking like a solid start for the Rabbits here.
Yeah, indeed. Even an AK upgrade there in the hands of Panda. Going into this round with some real firepower. Wild Killer, just one mad danger man with the AK. And Zabuza. He's going to be smoking towards window. He needs to be behind the players with the pistols just to trade it up and try to get this hand pretty even, Tristan. With the preemptive spam through the smoke, 3 players heading towards B, and it's destroyed to pick up the first. He's got the bomb down. He might have a field day. That's a trifecta of kills. And it's down to Zaba once again with that AK. He should be looking to do some economical damage of some sort. And yeah, perhaps even try save again, but he's going to be losing out on that lost bonus. But there we go, Panda. Long range headshot. Sends him to the grave. 3-0. A good start from White Rabbit Gaming so far.
Yeah, absolutely destroyed there by Destroyed in that B apartments. You could just see that they were trying to create some sort of presence elsewhere on the map that ultimately just aggressive, and 3 beautiful shots with that M4A1S, and we do see a slight change in the configuration of the T side here, looking to get straight up into an A exec here. Full purchase up, of course, to save last round, so they are going to be execing it, and let's see if they're ghosting in their practice, their time spent on the server actually comes through. We see the execute come through, all the rotations are coming through thick and fast. You should see a slight delay from the CT's beautiful nade coming out there from Tristan. Doesn't land, it'll do as much damage. They are going to contest throughout the smoke though. Deadshot peeking out, gets traded out though. It's a beautiful breach there from the T's. Finally, Awesome steps in and the CTs choose to fight. And the T's are just caught up in the middle of nowhere's, no man's land, and ultimately get dealt with swiftly. Only one man falling down, and that execute looks so good, looks so smooth at the beginning of the round, but ultimately a well-oiled defense there coming from the Rabbits. Absolutely no concern. They just pop all the flashes through the smoke and catch all of the T's wanting there. And they put a fourth on the board.
100%. Wild Killers, right idea. Just couldn't execute it quite thoroughly as they would have wanted. I mean, at that point, usually you would see the Russian team drop, they would exec, and they would stay around A ramp and to anticipate the rush coming out. But there we go, Wild Killers turn up the pace, turn up the Bunsen burner, have full control of the A side. It's just Deadshot here. Oh, definitely would have wanted a leg shot there. CT spawn is controlled by Awesome, rotating in from that B side. A trade does come through. Advantage, Wild Killers for now. In fact, they got a two-man advantage. The bomb is down to 2 versus 2. It's Awesome and it's Tristan. Awesome getting taken down by that AWP. And it's down to Tristan. He's had a decent performance at the latter end of this year, so let's see what he can do. He finds the first. It's 2 checkpoints left. He takes out the second, and it's down to Sniper. He has a smoke grenade to work with, just to toy around a little bit if he wants to put it on a bomb or towards CT spawn. And it's going to force Sniper's hand to peek. He's only got a Tech 9, and there we go. Like I said, the lad comes through for the Rabbits and puts the 5th round on the board. 1 versus 3 retake. Easy as you'd like.
What a clutch there. I mean, he literally just played that with such confidence. He knew exactly where all the players were. He played it to perfection, baited out that movement. Well, that's wide peak there from the T and ultimately plays it down to perfection. Tristan clutching it there for his team, putting numbers on the board here already. 8 kills so far, so more than 1 around here. And that forces something to change from the side of the Wild Killers. You can see they start with that cat smoke, that top mid smoke. Desk was speaking about that earlier today. You see pretty much the perfect response. Here comes the flash, peaks towards middle, beautifully played, and White Rabbits here choosing to take that aggressive middle duel, and I did warn about the sort of aggression that this team would bring, especially when they start getting confident, start feeling like they are the better team on the server, which has clearly been established, and they start to run away with it. And Shame's can't help but feel that Wild Killers need to come up with something brilliant here to get back into this.
Yeah. It's generally what's going to happen, right? And earlier stages of the tournament, your favorites are pretty much going to be overwhelming the underdogs until it hits that midway where the matches start to even up. We've had some good games so far. Wild Killers have turned up the pace, heading towards Awesome there in waiting arms to receive the presence. And that Wild Killers, unfortunately, don't find and see what they like towards Cat. 1 man alive in the form of Adam. Yeah. Not going to create much of a threat. They have him surrounded. That's going to be the 7th round. WRG have really come to play.
Absolutely. Another one on the board there, but again, just a 5-man barrel towards that middle, and unfortunately what's waiting on the other side is a perfectly timed counter push from the CTs there, just pop flashing and just making everyone recklessly blind. The AWP peaks, window, the player peaks, cat, they push on short as well, and despite having the util necessary to kind of fend that off, ultimately the respect's not there, and White Rabbits and pick them off as you like. And now we see some early aggression there towards the lower area, and Tristan is just P90 running around and making an absolute mess. Ace here at the back middle, and they probably get a gun for his troubles. Does well to pick off that really wild aggression, but now Tristan, the man with the plan, and the P90 is going to land up flanking behind him. This is where it starts to get a little bit disrespectful, Tools.
Yeah, it starts to become quite messy. You will see the Rabbits start taking more liberties around the map. You can see Tristan's having a lot of fun with that P90. Best thing about the P90 is you get better movement speed, 50 bullets, 2 headshots, I think, to finish it off. And at the end of the day, you win out the spam battles with the amount of bullets, and Wild Killers just can't find any period of grace. Rabbits are all over him. No space and room, suffocating them. And there we go, the opener coming out from Adam on to destroyed. Little lurk smoke, but unbeknown to him, there's 2 more Rabbits sitting on towards that B side, anchoring down. So he should just exercise a bit of discipline here. Let the game unfold a bit more. the other ends of the map. Ready, a player lurking towards connector. I believe it is Zaba. Panda trying to flush out any lurker towards upper B. Well, job done there. Utility really gave them the advantage. It's Tristan putting out the door. The P90 swaps it out for an AK. He's not going to be missing. Like I said, this man is precise.
Yeah, that all fell apart, man. They got their first pick of the round, but it just felt like all of the players just got so excited with that. They never really had a game plan afterwards, and just like that, one by one, White Rabbit Gaming picked them apart, and they put the 9th on the board, 9-0 here. And despite being on the CG side, they are getting super aggressive. They are just pushing everywhere now, and from Wild Killers, perhaps it's time to just slow things down, wait for this aggression, and try and punish and earn that respect of it.
100%, and just to supplement that point, when you notice a team playing this aggressive, you really got to be disciplined in your default, spread quite wide across the map, hold your off angles, and anticipate the early rush, the early aggression, especially in lows. It's one of the easiest spots to, it's one of the easiest spots to abuse as the CTs if you got that good spawn. There we go, Tristan. He's pretty much having a lot of fun. Zaba to try to catch him on the left. This is his opportunity. Needs to land those deep shots. Eventually does. The body shots come up and about. Panda trades it up, and 3 players towards, or 2 players from Wild Killers on that A side. It's gonna be a hard mission to get across the gain line there. Once again, it's Adam. He's gonna get spotted up and really shortly. Shotgun isn't favorable with long range duels, and no, not like this, Adam. Destroyed. It's about 10 to 20 damage at that range. What's happening right now, Adam? Adam? The WRG really taking liberties. Adam could have had a highlight reel there. You got that lucky. I think the guy was running towards top mid and got lucky there.
Yeah, literally collateral frag there. Probably the most exciting round he's seen, certainly in this game so far. And just like that, it really doesn't mean much, though. Unfortunately, the bank's still sitting on after full purchase 15k there for the side of the Raps. So now it just looks like a pop burst.
Wow.
This ramp, they're forced to push through the Marty. 2 players left on absolutely no HP, and they do manage to get dead shot on the sides, and perhaps that's a worthwhile trade. But no equipment left, and now they're forced to just cross with no real util now, and they're just going to get picked apart once again. Tristan on form, and now they are waiting for this retake to happen. You can see PNDO awesome with a beautiful peek flash there to assist his teammates in dead shot now. Only Jinx just
Closes it off with the shotty, 11-0. Complete massacre happening on Mirage. Wild Killers. The hunters have become the hunted. White Rabbit Gaming reversing the roles and taking dolls. Yeah, there we go. Half by coming out of Wild Killers and get straight towards the B side. Let's see what happens. Perhaps this could be the opportunity. The utility is there. The counter comes out of White Rabbit Gaming as they pedal back in defensive positions. It's awesome with the double kill with that Krieg support. I mean, there are 3 players there, or 2 players there. Molly's down instantly. Crossfires. He had the machine gun on him, goals. 100 bullets. Peppering down the choke.
I was about to say,
choke points at that.
Yeah, I was about to say they literally played that to perfection. Just on the edge of the apartments, Marty down on the floor for them to go out the window, causes absolute chaos. Support util rains in from all the rotations, and ultimately they just buckle down and tuck in on that crossfire on the site. Stock standard stuff, straight out of the textbook, page 59. Can't get really better than that. And White Rabbits on 12-0 now.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
Oh,
that's new. Bit of a troll, but it's new. I don't see a situation ever where that would work, unless you get the AWP and you just like shotgun the guy from a range. That could work. It was fancy, but it could be costing him. 3 versus 3, moving in towards the B side. Sniper trades out awesome. He's able to get the bomb down, destroyed. It was rolling in hot and heavy with that machine gun. Panda has a long rotation. He's have to put on his Nikes and make a move on. Destroy. He's going to take it on himself to try clutch the side. Panda, good movement to make that jump. It's not an easy one. He's going to come out nice and quick. On the AK works out. Sniper, a double kill for the round. It's down to Panda. Wins out the first fight. And Sniper, that A1 is pretty accurate. Spray pattern isn't too hard to understand. And that's the 13th round. And this could be the first egg of the day. We saw an egg yesterday. We saw an egg on Monday. An egg a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah, certainly doctor's going to be required for, I think, decide if you're on Wild Killers. It's been a rough affair here tools. 13-0. Can't say that I'm that surprised that this is obviously one of your best teams coming out of South Africa, and certainly putting on a clinic here. Very, very overconfident, very confident. I mean, it's coming close down to the wire. They're doing all sorts of funny things like jump boosting across, but anyway, back to this game here, straight up the middle, aggression again. It's just met by the CTs, and Tristan, despite having the weak weaponry, eventually gets traded up, but really, just a lot of questions have got to be asked about the default here for Wild Killers, just not really picking off any of this aggression, or at least just putting themselves in a position to punish it. But the caliber of the team is be a big differential here.
That was such a wild molly. That Deadshot's gonna finish this off. The better auto sniper is with the CT side, for sure. For sure. But yeah, look, at least Wild Killers know what it's like to play against the best. That little taste of that competitiveness of what the top four in South Africa have to offer. At least they know how far they have to come, they have to go. Got more structure, communication. They can take a bit away from this game. It's a bit hard to analyze a game when you're getting battered at every turning point and what's going wrong. Pretty much everything is going wrong, Tristan. Gonna open up the scoreboard, but yeah, you can see the Rabbits are having loads of fun. It's taking it easy. It is the Christmas season. It is December. Why not make fun and joy out of it all? That's 15 egg. That's 15-0. A strong 15-0. Confident 15-0. 23 kills on Tristan. I'd say one of the top performers on the Rabbit side. Been having a good last push of the year, performance-wise. What do you even tell your team at this point?
Win the
You're
pistol.
Captain of Wild Killers. Pistol. Starts with the pistol. Guys, we win the pistol, we win the game.
It starts
I
with
think
pistol.
Nigel's saying.
We can do it. We can do it, guys. Let's go.
Yeah. If Simple can do it, I can. That's what they should be saying. I mean,
This is a full-on stack here from the Wild Killers and the Rabbits.
Yeah. This is an all-in approach, yeah.
5-man stack.
Quite rarely will you see this happen. So feast your eyes. And I think they're just playing it slow. It's going to give Wild Killers some food for thought. If they take long enough, they should re-rotate back to the B side. I think that's one of the trains of thought in the Rabbits' heads right now. If we stay long enough, they might have to go clear out. As you can see, Ace is delivering some good body shots. Another headshot. Oh, Panda with that Deeg silences him. Looking for a few more competitors. One shot headshot with the Deagle. They are getting flanked, so any point now, they're gonna run into some trouble. There we go, awesome. You already see getting taken out by Sniper and Apps, and any moment now, that's the first round on the board. At least no eggs been delivered this day.
Yo, what a... Just all stacked the A sites until something else happened, and just nothing else happened. They just had one by one coming out of apartments, and ultimately they just shut that down. And Trevor Gilling must be thinking, what the hell happened? Eventually getting flanked even as well. They obviously will, you know, dust themselves off. Deagles, all 5-man up towards middle here, and they're just going to look to boost. Double run boost here. This is impressive stuff that we're seeing. Oh my!
Oh no!
Oh wow! That is insane. That was incredible. And this is going to be another kill. Oh my god! So much damage being done. This is beautiful stuff that we're we're seeing here. And Deadshot's going for the knife. This is disgusting. Oh my goodness, what a way to end it. That is a double running boost into middle breach with Deagles, followed up by W all the way through connector onto the side for the knife kill. Was that in the strat book, Tools?
Yeah, probably page 64 out of strat book, and it worked out. So, I mean, was a spontaneous round at that, ending it off with the knife. But the Rabbits pretty much had a field day. It was pretty much an easy game from them. No real challenge, no real upsets here and there. They lost one round, which was the pistol round, one of the easiest rounds to lose. So at the end of the day, Wild Killers have a lot to think about and a lot to fix if they just want to step it up a little bit. WRG, top 4 team in South Africa. Not much more you can derive from that game. Can't really break it down to the fine T. But we're going to throw it over to the desk. Let's see what they have to say.
Thank you so much, Goals and Lighter. And, Lighter couldn't have said it better myself. Like, how do we break that down? That was complete annihilation and just excruciating to watch. And I'm sure it was excruciating to cast as well. But we were hoping, we were praying, we were begging, give us the overtime, give us the close game. But it went, well, not 16-0, 16-1. At least we got to see one round, and in the end they did give us a little bit of BM from White Rabbit Gaming.
A nice touch, ending touch, finishing touch.
Just the finishing
This
touches.
is like, be careful, guys.
don't mess with us again.
You know the
The
casters,
salt,
you
the
know
knife.
the caster's curse.
The caster's curse.
Yeah, you know the caster's curse.
What is the caster's curse?
It's if someone is on fire, the caster says, "Oh my God, he's on fire," he dies. Okay?
Oh no. Okay.
Me and Sammy were like the analyzer's curse. Whenever we're hoping for a good match, it's always a
That has
16-0.
been a trend lately.
Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that. I think this is just, we should not make
from now
predictions
on-
whatsoever.
Exactly. From now on, we're just gonna, with all due respect, whoever team is gonna play 16-0, 16-1. It's gonna be so easy.
Right.
This is how we should start the games. Okay? Deal?
Deal.
We have to try it.
Deal.
We have to try it.
Because every time we expect something or we predict something, it's gonna come the opposite.
Yes.
So it's 16-0, 16-1.
16-1. Yeah, it's
Easy
gonna be
game.
an easy match, like a daily match for this team.
Then you will see triple overtime, 16-14, close rounds, tactical pause here and there.
You can see proper CS.
Proper CS is definitely what we saw from White Rabbit Gaming, but not from the opposing team. Was there anything they could have done, or do you think they were just completely outclassed and they should have just given in their hats from the beginning?
Outclassed, outplayed, true level of CSGO. So now we know, as we said, South Africa enriched with very talented players. White Rabbit was one of them. I never heard of them, but it was really nice to see such kind of action from them.
Honestly, I don't want to compare now.
Best
White
of one,
Rabbit.
right?
It's not about best of one. It's about the fact that Wild Killers had a lot of mistakes, a lot of small mistakes that means a lot in the game. So I cannot judge the team now unless we see them against, for example, ATK, or we can see them against Bravado, we can see them
Tenacity.
against Tenacity. So we cannot judge the team now, okay?
Too early, yeah.
It's too early. Yes, they won 16-0, respect. But still, we didn't see the proper CS, like we saw Nabi, for example. We saw ATK. White Rabbit, I don't want to judge now. I know they have something in there, but I want to judge them later when we see them in the quarterfinals or semifinals.
So are you saying the Wild Killers were significantly lacking in skill compared to
prepared.
how White Rabbit was better skilled, you would say?
Individually, yes. It's obvious White Rabbit is better. But as a team play, because if you want to compete in this tournament, you're going to face a lot of problems. You're going to play against teams who practices, against teams who have good chemistry. You're going to play against a team who's too confident, who's just too good at this game. So you have to be mentally ready for such games.
Right? Is there anything that they could have done, in your opinion, Was there any advice that you could tell Wild Killers if they were given the chance to come back? I mean, got a chance to come back. You know, anything could happen. What if Wild Killers were given the chance to come back? What advice would you be giving them?
They should invest their time more into preparing themselves, more than preparing for this tournament. Prepare themselves individually and tactically as a team. Play more together, scrims, and I think they would do something better, more better. Maybe not win, but more better result than this.
Scrim. Because it will actually build a chemistry in game. It will minimize the mistakes. It will make you understand the pressure you're gonna go through in the game, so you'll know how to deal with it.
All right, thank you so much, analysts, for letting me know about the game. And now let's go and remind ourselves about the juicy prize pool that is up for grabs in this tournament. We have $12,000 once again for first place, second place $5,000, and third place $3,000 whopping dollars. So a lot is on the line, a lot of money, a lot of representation, a lot of proving themselves, a lot of putting themselves on the map. Do you think that you guys already know that South Africa is going to be doing this, but what about the other regions? Do you think we're going to have just as good as what South Africa has brought us? In
Honestly,
terms of Kenya and Nigeria.
Kenya and Nigeria, we've never seen them play. Honestly, I'm talking about myself. I don't know about Sami. But as I say, there is always in any MENA, any region, there is always this 2-3 teams that have something special that they want to show.
The
And
dark
this
horse.
is their time.
Hmm.
Yes,
So once again, we're gonna have a lot of surprises from Nigeria.
yes.
Well,
We
speaking
call them the dark horses.
The dark
Anything can. Yeah, you never heard of this region, but they do have. Maybe they have this secret team that have been playing, but they didn't tell us about the region where they're playing from. You might.
Maybe they didn't get that chance. We never
Maybe.
know.
that's true. Well,
never know.
we definitely want to uncover these. What were they called again? Once again,
Dark horse.
Dark horse.
we want to uncover these dark horses. Definitely, we never want to let them live in the shadows. And speaking of region, let's check our regions for next week. Since today is the last day for South Africa qualifiers, we will have Kenya and Nigeria. So these are the two regions that we were just talking about. And we're hoping to get to know them, and hopefully they're going to be giving us the same kind of rivalry and sportsmanship that South Africa has given so far. And I have to ask, analysts, I know this is like putting you on the spot, but you've seen the games, you know, we've had the qualifiers from Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia. They've already completed theirs, and now we just completed South Africa with Kenya and Nigeria happening on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of December. Can you compare Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, and South Africa? Can you tell me which one is better, since we've seen the qualifiers so far?
To compare, I would actually compare a few points between South Africa and Morocco, Tunisia, and Egypt as well. So Morocco, Tunisia, and Egypt have nice individual skills and talent, which have not been founded yet, but we have found them now in this tournament, in this series. But South Africa has a lot of tactical advantages. They play the game more like it's studying. They study the game. The other region, Morocco and Tunisia and Egypt, they play basically on their hunch. They play on their talent. It's a very nice combination. If you can put it on paper, you will see a very nice game between the both.
Well, good thing we don't have to put it on paper, because we're going to be seeing it live at the tournament.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. And another thing that I can't wait for is to see who's going to win that $50 that we have up for grabs that can be included in your Steam wallet. All you have to do is go to gaming.lenovo.com. You can post your favorite clip from the broadcast, or you can go and vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, make sure to check the other offers that are available on the website. Another offer that we have only for South Africa, which is only up for grabs from the 13th to the 16th of December. With every purchase of a Lenovo product, you will automatically get a free pair of headsets. So make sure you click on the link in the description below in order to attain that. And now, before we close today's Today's day, very upsetting day to be honest, but I like that we ended with a little bit of BM with the knife in the end. But is there anything you could say to any aspiring future esports players that are watching right now?
I would really love to say, first of all, thanks to the wonderful tournament by Lenovo, a wonderful team that I've been working with, especially also Adam,
Thanks.
who disagrees with me a lot. But to any talented aspiring players is always to chase your dreams. If it's your dream to become a professional CSGO player, nothing will stop you. Just focus on that goal. Also, you need to manage your time well. That is my only advice. If you manage your time well and do the things correctly, listen to advices. If people are advising you, listen to them and take it to heart. In the coming years, you will remember that why I have reached this kind of level is because I've actually listened to advices to improve myself. That's my advice.
How about you, Hope? Any advice?
I mean, in general, any esport player or any player who wants to become a professional esport player, you're gonna face a lot of difficulties, especially from haters. It's very well known. Whenever you are better than someone, someone's gonna hate on you. You're gonna be called.
Haters gonna
awkward.
hate.
Haters gonna hate. You should not let these people affect you. They should actually motivate you. The more you get disrespected, the more you should be motivated. You understand?
Yes.
So I've seen a lot of players actually who've been called bad in our MENA and region, and they come, like, we talk, they are friends of mine. They get demotivated, and I try my best to actually turn the tables by their thinkings and make them actually take it in a positive way, that they're better than someone that's hating on them. So never stop, always try and go forward. Chase your
Thank
dreams.
you. Thank you so much. That was truly
Thank you so
inspirational from both of you, coming from very talented and experienced analysts on our desk. And once again, we'd like to thank Legion by Lenovo for making this tournament possible. And we are very proud to be representing people from the MENA region and also from the Africa region, and we can't wait to see what Kenya and Nigeria will be bringing us next week. So make sure that you stay tuned, because it is something that you do not want to miss. So we'll see you guys next week.
This here, the smoke exists, he doubles up, can he get the triple?
Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with this life, like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall to leave, will you be there when I wait to save me? A superhero in this. A superhero in this. You called my soul when I was falling.